And after that, unfortunately, well, I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's not what she had planned, but she had a few hurdles, including being a very young mother. And her friends were continuing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Did you ever think you would go back to school?
No.
Really?
No.
All you did was have a baby. I mean, how could you not think that you'd go back to school? Why did you feel that you probably wouldn't be going back to school?
Okay, well, after senior high, the plan was to go back to school, like tertiary, and then continue with my education. But unfortunately, I got pregnant.
It's not unfortunate. You have a child now, right? A male or a female?
Yeah, a male.
Okay. So you have a son.
Yes. Please.
Okay. You probably took an advance and an early stab at parenting, and that almost truncated school.
Yes.
Right. But why was that?
Oh, well, I think I just followed some few friends, and then it just happened.
Did your parents decide that because you had become pregnant and a mother, therefore school was out of the window?
Well, with my parents, let me say, the financial resources wasn't there to support me to go back to school. So
because
initially,
you need to take care of your son.
Not that.
Okay.
Even after Laboni,
Okay.
they didn't have the financial resources to take me to school. So it was church that was going to help.
Right.
So after they got to know that I'm pregnant, then I lost that opportunity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the time I got to know that I was pregnant, I had bought Legon forms. So admissions were in. So I had to choose between my baby and then school. So if I choose school, then I have to get rid of the baby.
Wow.
But
and I think you made the right choice. You made the right choice. And today you are here to tell a very beautiful story.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's go back to Naa Yartekai, the girl. I mean, going to your Strong Faith Academy before.
Yes,
what was it like growing up?
Well, growing up, I was the shy type.
Okay.
Yeah, an introvert who didn't like talking. And then let me say, I have my way of doing my own things. Like, I'll be in my one corner, but I know what I'm doing. Yeah, and then I was always among the, let me say, top 4 in my class.
Okay.
Yeah, so even though I wasn't the outgoing type, I had a few friends that I moved with them, and then I was cool with that.
Right. And I mean, finding yourself at the time where you discovered that you were pregnant, how did you feel about the fact that, the dreams that you held as a child, knowing that you were always a top performing student, was probably not going to see the light of day?
Initially, I was disappointed in myself. I mean, hearing a lot of people telling me, we are disappointed in you. Like, I was always crying. Like, sometimes it was always a mixed feeling. Like, I wish I had aborted this baby. Like, by now, my friends are in school, and I would have been with them. I would have been home hiding because of pregnancy and all that. So it was always a mixed feeling. But
wow.
My parents, especially my mother and my sister, were there to encourage me that this is not the end of the world. You don't know what God has for you. You don't have plans He has for you. Maybe this just came just for a short while, but you don't know what He's planning for you.
Wow. Now, that's a nice story so far. Let's meet our other flying woman in the studio. That's Sophia Selali Quashigah. Your story is one of also, resilience. You started out selling fried yam in Kaswa.
Yes, I did.
A mother of 3.
Exactly.
And you didn't give up.
At all.
In fact, Michelle Chanka Mituma. But I didn't, carrying on believing in yourself and your dream and pursuing tertiary education to the point of becoming the valedictorian of your graduating class at the Accra Metropolitan University is no mean achievement. But let's go back. How did it all start for you? As a child, who did you want to become?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. As a child, growing up, I had always wanted to be an air hostess.
Okay.
An air hostess. That was my dream. I didn't even know what it entailed at the time. I think I was just in love with the name. Yes. And then when I completed SHS, my dad had lost his job at the time, and then 2 years after he passed on. Right. So I knew I had to fight for myself if I wanted to enter the tertiary level. So I started working, right after secondary school. I got a job at a school. I was teaching in that school for a long time. Later, I got a job in a restaurant, which I added to the schooling job. I went to the restaurant during weekends, and I thought on weekdays, just to save. Yeah, I had 2 jobs at the time. I was just 18 at the time, 18 to 19, and then I was saving to go to the tertiary level. But unfortunately or fortunately, pregnancy happened for me too.
So your story is very similar. You both had pregnancies not at the time you would have preferred to.
At all.
Okay. But you went on to have 2 more children after that.
Exactly.
So how different is your story? So you got pregnant, and then what happened?
I got pregnant, and though I was disappointed in myself, I knew I had to have the baby because abortion was out of the question.
Okay.
So I had a baby, and then I got married to my baby father later, and then we had 2 more children.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
And then so now you had 3 children, and you were, of course, having 3 children you would have taken time off work to have the babies. What was it like transitioning from a mother of 1 child to 3 children? How much time did that take away from you in terms of the work that you were doing?
Well, being a mother is no mean task at all. So it took a lot of time for me, but I loved doing it. I loved motherhood. I love my children. So it didn't feel all tiring because, my situation, I was in and out of depression most of the time because, it's almost as if what you wanted to become is far-fetched. It was almost as if I couldn't be anything at the time. So I was usually in and out of depression, but my children gave me hope all the time. Yeah. And there was just this hope I had in me. When you serve the Lord, He always keeps you going. Sometimes you may not understand your current situation, but He will make you see a certain light which may not be visible now, but you just know within yourself that there will be a way out for me. So I think that hope kept me going, and the fact that I need to stand for my children and all that. So the time I gave them as a mother and having to combine motherhood with work and all that was cool for me. I loved doing that.
How did you transition from all the other jobs you did to selling fried yam?
Okay, so for the selling fried yam, that was the job I was doing at the time I applied for the scholarship.
Right.
Yes, but I've been I'm a hustling mother, I need to take care of family. So I've been doing different things. And most often I was in the classroom, but sometimes I need to do other things to add up.
Okay.
I just can't rely on, just
that singular
one job.
income.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
As a mother of 3, you have to have different means of income. So at the time I applied for the scholarship, I was frying yam at Kaswa, around the Tuba area.
Right.
So that was how that one came in. Yes, but I've always been a school teacher. Even currently I still teach.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So you went back to school 13 years after leaving secondary school.
Exactly.
How about you? About 10 years?
No, just 2 years.
Oh, so you had a 12-year gap and you had 2 years.
Yeah.
But there's something peculiar about both your stories, and actually the common thing is that you were able to maintain belief in yourself even though you were disappointed that you were pregnant at the times that you weren't meant to be. I want to come to you, Cordelia. In that period, when you started school, your child was how many years?
4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
And then you went back to school.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's talk about how you both got the scholarship. I'll start with you.
Well, I got to know the scholarship through a friend.
Okay.
She was my best friend way back in SHS. So she was always concerned about me, and she knew my background. My daddy wasn't working, and then my mom was just a primary school teacher. The salary was nothing to talk about. So, I mean, she just sent me the flyer, and she was like, Cordelia, try your hands on it. It's the GMB coin that is giving out scholarship. Maybe you might get lucky, and then you might get a scholarship. But I was reluctant to, apply. But my mom kept forcing me. And then I finally did. Then I was called for an interview. When I went, I met a lot of people, but that was not my concern. I knew that I will be chosen.
How did you know you were going to be chosen?
Well,
you were very confident.
Yeah. I just had that faith in me that I'll be chosen.
Meanwhile, when your friend was telling you to go, you weren't sure if you should.
Yeah, I was just reluctant. But when I did, especially my sister, she always give me that strength, that hope, that always have faith in God. He always, he has better plans for you.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think she has always been that backbone supporting me and all that. So I went with that hope, that faith that, even though there are lots of girls here, but I'll be chosen. And then,
wow.
I think I was chosen.
This is great stuff. And how about you, Selali? I like the name Selali. Don't mind me. Sophia is a nice name, but I like Selali.
Okay. I also got to know through a friend. Yeah. And when she sent it to me on WhatsApp, I knew I would not apply.
Oh wow.
Yes.
You were not skeptical. You're like, I'm not doing it.
I was like, this one there is not for me. And at that time I had fought a lot of battles. I had come to a place where I was entangled with so much fear. I'll just say this to chip it in. But we won't dwell on that. We are here to talk about the scholarship. I've come from a place of abuse. So at that time, my mind was like, no, if I try this thing, it will be another war for me. I can't contain having to go through the fight over again. So I ignored it totally, and I knew I wouldn't apply. I was trying to concentrate on my small menial jobs here and there to survive. So I ignored it for about 3 to 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for a very long time. But then there was one day early in the morning after my quiet time, I took my phone, and the first thing I saw was the flyer on my phone. And when I saw it that morning, I tell you the truth, I saw it differently. My heart began to palpitate. It was almost as if, Sophia, what have you been doing all this while? This is your golden opportunity. This is what you have always been waiting for. And I was like, no, I need to apply. So it was almost as if there was a blindfold that has been taken off my eyes that very morning. And I stood up from my bed, and that day was when I applied for the scholarship. And I was called 3 days after to come for an interview.
And how did the interview go?
The interview went well. Unfortunately, I got there so late. She was even surprised. Cordelia was surprised that I was chosen as the second person to be on the scholarship, because I got there so terribly late.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, like everything about the journey is just says that it shouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
First you're like, I'm not interested. Then you apply.
And I apply.
Then you go late.
Then I go late.
And somehow they were there waiting for you.
And when I got there, in the conference room where the interview was ongoing, it was, like a glass sort of room. So when I entered, they all saw me. So that should have been a 10 off.
This is like a late,
Yes.
this is late comma
I'm
extraordinaire.
telling you, extraordinaire. But at that time I had 3 children. I had to prepare them to school and everything. I'm coming all the way from Kaswa to Nungwa. It wasn't easy. The traffic on the road was just so much.
These are the stories that should inspire the new wave of Ghanaian movies. Telling stories of women who are resilient. So you get there late.
Yeah.
Somehow they saw to you.
Yeah.
Then
And I was the last person.
You were the last
I was
person.
the last person to be interviewed.
Now you get on the course. For Naa Yartekai Cordelia, you studied and majored in human resource management.
Yes,
what did you do?
Same.
Okay. All right. Why did you choose human resource management? What was your reason?
Okay, well, when I wanted to do an education program.
Okay.
But I was told that with the education program would delay, it would take time. So I had to choose a course that would make me start with my colleagues. Yeah, so that I'll join them for the next semester.
Oh, okay.
So when they sent all the various courses to me, I chose the HRM because I was like, okay, if I can be a teacher or the lecturer I want, then maybe I would love to be in the corporate world.
Okay.
So I chose the HRM.
Well, it's a good start. You can still be a lecturer somewhere down the line. That dream is still valid. And you, why did you choose HR?
Well, HR was not something I thought I would be doing, even though I'm glad I did. Because at that time, when they asked me what I wanted to become and the course I wanted to do, I told them I wanted to read law. And the passion for law started growing at that time. So they told me that the law course was not on the scholarship program. And so I would have to choose a business course.
Okay.
And so that made me choose HR.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have your first degree now, and
Yes.
it's a new chapter for both of you. I mean, how do you feel about where you've come from, the 12-year journey back to school, and achieving a grade point average? I mean, this is a final cumulative grade point average of 3.73.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited. I'm proud of myself. And I give all the glory and thanks to God. And my church, Living Way Christian Center, yes. And my parents in the Lord, Apostle Richmond Okra and his wife, Reverend Edna, they have been so supportive. I mean, there were many times I went there crying and they would encourage me. My family was there. Sometimes when I don't have anything, my sister would just send me Momo unannounced. And they have been so supportive because they know that with 3 children going to school, having to do a lot at the same time, it wasn't easy. So I got the support from church, from family, and from some loved ones, and it took me so far. And because of their help and support, I knew that I had to really study to make them proud. So I'm glad I did, and right now they are all proud of me.
Okay.
Yes.
And how old are your children now?
The firstborn, he's a boy. He's 14 years now.
Okay.
And then the second is a girl. She's 10 years. And then the last one, a boy. He's 6 years.
6 years.
Soon
okay.
to be 7. Yeah.
Wow. And your son,
He's
Cordelia?
4 years old.
He's 4 years old.
Yes.
Okay. So yours is quite recent, but 14 years ago, your firstborn arrived and almost scattered your life.
I'm telling you.
I mean, all things work together for good, I believe.
Exactly.
Were there moments on the course that you felt, Charlie, I did way too hard, my friend. I wish let me just go and mind my business in some corner. The look on your face says that you had moments like that. Let's hear Cordelia.
Well, at a point I had to work because my daddy was like, if I've chosen to be an adult, then I have to take responsibility for myself. So I have a child. I mean, I have to work. So when my baby was 9 months old, I gave my baby to my sister, and then I have to go back to work. So I got a teaching job and I also started. So
Okay.
managing that teaching job with my baby and then studies was not easy because I had to come back from work and then come and join my friends for lectures. And then sometimes by 6 you have to be at work, and then we close at 5. So by the time you get back home, you are tired, exhausted, and then they'll just give your baby to you, and then give your baby to you, and then you have to join your friends. You have assignments and all that. With deadlines, even though the learning schedules were a bit flexible, but still you need to meet that deadline because some of the lectures were, a bit difficult, not that. So, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for you either, was it,
At all,
Sophia?
at
What was your moment where it almost broke you?
Well, I would say throughout school, my first semester was the most difficult. It was the most difficult. I had to find my feet, and I had to make very, very, very strong decisions at that time. And it wasn't easy. I can't go through the details, but it wasn't easy having to decide what to do at that time. And I'm glad I made the decision that brought me here today. So when my first semester results came out and I got straight A's, I was like, whoa, if I can make it this far just this soon, then I can make it throughout the 4 years. So that encouraged me, and I pressed on. And even when we were having difficulty at home, sometimes, you are online. And at the time I started, my last one was about 2-3 years old. So at times you'll be online, studying. He will come, you'll be disturbing you and all that. And I have to go out of the house and then, be online during class on the streets, you see, just to have a little peace to be able to join class. Assignments were not easy, projects were not easy, the deadlines were real. You had to make sure you overcome the deadlines. So even as you are juggling work, motherhood, and then schooling, you must make sure the assignments are done. Because it's a cumulative record. If you don't do them, it will go against you.
Right.
Yes.
Now you have graduated top of your class. Both of you top of the class, with you, Sophia, the valedictorian. What did you deliver a speech on the day? What did you say?
I did.
What was the theme of the speech? I'm curious.
I would say from the wonderland to a place of respite. Yes. I didn't know I would reach this far. Seriously, I never thought I could reach this far, go to school, graduate, and then be the valedictorian of my year group. I never thought I could come this far. It wasn't my dream when I began. I was just fighting for myself. There was no day I slept and woke up dreaming I'll be the valedictorian. I was just fighting.
You just wanted to get through it.
That's all.
Wow.
And here I am today.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a little curious. You talked about having your son 14 years ago, and then you went on to marry the baby daddy, so he became your husband, and then by then you then had the other two.
Yeah.
You haven't spoken about him since?
Yeah, I think that's not necessary now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
But you're still married?
No, I am.
Okay,
I'm not.
that's fine.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ready to speak about that now. When I'm ready and you also have time, we can make that discussion.
Absolutely. Because I was curious when you talked about it. You see, the thing with journalists is, as soon as you mention something, they were like, let's go
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's now I would like to pause in studio and go to the phone line, and we'll be talking to Naa Yartekai, whose foundation made it possible for you to go back to your dreams and to thrive. Now, good morning, and thank you for joining us on the Asaase Breakfast Show. And congratulations to you on multiple levels, including, the foundation unearthing these two wonderful women with wonderful stories.
Thank you so much.
Now, why did you set up this foundation? And at the time you were setting it up, did you believe that you would be making the kind of impact that you're seeing?
I set up the foundation because I've always had an interest in education, non-profit. So prior to the foundation, I volunteered with Data Bank Foundation and some other non-profit organizations that were into education and mentorship. And so when I won GMB, because of the attention that I had, I thought it was the right time to channel it and use it to make an impact. So that was why I I created the foundation. And I knew that I was going to do my best, to make an impact. I just didn't understand at the time the level of impact that it will make. I knew that I was going to try to support people through education. At the time, my focus was on mentorship, donation of books and furniture, like school desk. And I also wanted to work with people with dyslexia. But, Professor Goski at the Accra Metropolitan University reached out to me and said that she has also been thinking about, making this kind of impact with women, especially who are single mothers. And I thought, okay, that's great. My focus for education was inclusivity. So I was specifically targeting people who would otherwise not have the opportunity. And so I thought, okay, single mothers, their priority is their child. They're not getting any support. Mothers who are younger, they are probably having all, these societal pressures. So if we can assist those people and put them through education, then, that is one very huge mark of inclusivity. So that's how come I worked together with Professor Goski.
Wow. Now, this is brilliant. And how many years have you been running the foundation?
The foundation was launched in February 2021.
Okay. And so it's safe to say that, is this your first cohort of graduates from the program?
No, this is the second. So the first project was in collaboration with the Regional Maritime University and in partnership with the Office of the Gamanche, Ni Taki Teko Churu, His Royal Majesty. So we put 20 women from the Ga community through a certificate program in marine engine mechanic. So all 20 of them, they were housed on the Regional Maritime University campus, feeding and everything. Just because we wanted to make sure some of them would not be able to afford feeding every day. Some of them would not be able to afford transportation every day. So, we housed them, they were in the boarding house for 3 to 4 months, I think. And then in 2022, they completed in, I think, September 2021, but we were only able to do the graduation in April 2022. So a few of them have gone on to, get jobs in shipping, etc. But some of them have diverted. I know one that's in communication, but I think the most important thing is building their confidence through education and then letting them know that they have opportunities that they can pursue.
How do you feel when you attend a graduation like the one at AMU and you see that people who you had interviewed at the start and all they had were desperate desires to improve their lives, and suddenly they have done themselves proud, and you can see their confidence and their excitement?
I was interviewed by a few journalists on the day, and I just found myself struggling to find the words most of the time. But I was excited. I felt grateful. But most importantly, I felt like this wasn't in my hands. These women are Christian, so I want to believe that God had a purpose for their life. Me having the desire to help people in education, coming together with Professor Goski and all the things that happened, I believe that was just God orchestrating their journey, because both of them had first class. That was really shocking. I didn't, I was told that Sophia was the valedictorian. I thought, oh, great. And then I also found out that Cordelia had first class too. So I was just thinking, imagine that these women didn't have this opportunity. I didn't study for the first class. They did. We put them in the university. They could have chosen to drop out after the first semester or after the second year. But they chose to go through to the end with first class and valedictorian status. That is not my doing. That is their doing. So, yes, I felt the pride. I felt the gratitude. But I fully acknowledge the fact that this is beyond me.
Now, what next for the DMB Foundation, or is it the NDB
NDB Foundation? Yes. I'm gonna look out for more universities to partner with. I'm gonna go back into a conversation with Professor Goski and then see what more we can do. But since the 2 scholarships have been running, I've had people reach out to me and say that they are looking for opportunities. I have reached out to some universities, but the terms were not so good for the both of us. So, but I'm still going to pursue it, and then we're going to try and get more people into school who otherwise wouldn't have had opportunity.
Well, Nadede Boche, thanks very much for talking to us. Again, congratulations to you, and God richly bless you. Before you leave us, I would give a minute each to Cordelia first. You have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say very big thank you to the NDB Foundation for giving me the opportunity to also pursue this cause and getting my first degree. And also another thanks go to Goski Alabi and the whole AMU university for also giving me this opportunity. To also pursue my course there and then getting my first degree.
Wonderful. And to you, valedictorian.
Thank you. So same here, I would say a very big thank you to the NDB Foundation and to the university board, Professor Goski. God bless you all so much, and thank you to my church. I can't stop mentioning my church. They've been so supportive. Even on Sunday when I went back to church to share the testimonies, you see the crowd. They were all so proud of me. They went to the altar with me to thank our God for this victory. It was like my victory was their victory. God bless them so much. Mommy, Mrs. Okra, God bless you. Lady Reverend Edna Okra, God bless you so much. And I want to also say thank you to my family, to my sister and the husband. Oh, Uncle Tonton, God bless you so much. Sometimes they do it and it overwhelms me. Seriously, they have shown me that I really have a family that cares about me. They send me money sometimes when I haven't asked, and it's almost as if my in-law, which is my elder sister's husband, it's almost as if his money is our money, because at times my sister will say, I don't have money, then he will send me something. So I'm so grateful. They have seen my struggle and they have supported me, and if not for them, I wouldn't be here. So God bless them.
God bless all, and now we're grateful. And I would also
like to maybe encourage any lady out there who is maybe in a situation. You are a single mother, or even if you are not a single mother, you have a desire to go back to school, you have no helper. You don't need to compromise your values and do things that are uncalled for. Just keep up your faith in God. If you're a Christian, keep up your faith in God. If you are not, whatever you believe in, keep it up and maintain your values. Do not compromise. Work hard and pray to God for opportunities to come your way. And when the opportunities come, make sure you grab it and do not waste it. God bless you all.
Thank you for those very, very profound words. And now again, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And we wish you all the very best of luck and impact on the next project. And that was Na De Potre. That was Ghana's Most Beautiful Queen 2020. And in the studio with us, Sophia Selali Quashigah, the valedictorian, and who just spoke. And then you also heard from Cordelia Naa Yartekai Sampson. And she's a mother of one. A younger of the two, right?
Yeah.
You're the younger of the two women in the studio. So I think I have a few questions left. Is the father of your son in your life?
No.
Okay. And how are the children doing?
Well, my son is fine. I think we are co-parenting. And
Okay.
we are cool with that. He does his part.
Okay.
And then I'm also doing my part. The child is with me.
Is
though,
with you,
but,
okay. Yeah.
He's doing his part.
Okay. And how are your children doing?
They are doing well. They are in school, and we are also co-parenting.
Okay.
It's going well so far, and I pray it goes well.
Continues.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about encouraging other young women about the need to hold fast to their values and not to compromise because of difficulty.
Exactly.
One of my mentors once told me that a meeting he had with the South African leader Nelson Mandela says, poverty makes you do very terrible things. Why is that so important to you to tell women and young women who may find themselves with their backs against the wall to not compromise?
Yeah, it's because, I've been there. There were many times I could have just given up and said, just do this, just go. I mean, you need to eat, you need to feed your children, you need to, go by the days. And anytime I had to choose between, having to do something that was not healthy for me, I just couldn't, because I believe my desire to make money was less. There was something within me that was more than the desire to make money. And I believe that was just God. And when I didn't compromise all those times, look at how God has paid me beautifully today. I mean, so the weight and the faithfulness was not a waste at all in those times. If I had wasted those things, I'm sure that I wouldn't be here today. Yeah, I'm sure I wouldn't be here today. If I had allowed maybe another woman's husband to sponsor my education, I'm sure I wouldn't be here today. I'm very sure.
Right.
But when I stayed fast and I didn't compromise, see me, I'm doing well.
But
Yeah.
thank God for that. Cordelia, so when we're off air, I asked you a very interesting question. I want to ask that question on air. Or rather phrase it this way. Have you ever sat there and thought, man, nka by now, meduha? I mean, without that pregnancy, do you think that you would have been here where you are now? Would you have achieved your first class?
Well, sometimes I just sit and I think about it. Like, if church would have really sponsored my education, because it was church that was saying I should buy the forms and all that, but the pregnancy came and then I lost the opportunity. So I was always wondering, like, would church really have supported me to the end of my education and all that? So yeah, I don't know. So maybe God knows best. He knows why.
He does.
Yeah.
It really raises, a very legitimate concern that a church that commits to, wanting to help you through your education, and because of pregnancy, they'll say that
that's a conversation for another semester.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see, I think that for me, the takeaway from this conversation and from your both your stories is maybe a number of things. So number one is that your faith should never waver.
Exactly.
In your case, you had your church family behind you.
Exactly.
In your case, your church decided that no, you've gone to get pregnant, so we won't pay for your school again, right?
Yes, please.
But you didn't lose your faith.
No, not at all.
Okay, and I think that's carried you far. And number two is that no dream should be allowed to die, even if you're finding it difficult to live it. Your friend knew that you had dreams of going back to school, Cordelia, and so she kept looking out for opportunities to help. And she found one. Even though you were skeptical, you took the chance.
Yeah, I did.
And you, Sophia, you wanted to go back to school, but your route was not to go and get help from someone, because of course, like you said, you had experiences where promises were made and never kept, so you weren't sure whether this would help. but eventually you went after it. And number 3 is that hard work eventually pays. It's hard to say no to certain offers that when they come, that in itself is work. And coming home to a baby, not even not a toddler, a baby that requires hands-on full-time care, and combine that with your education, hard work, so congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
And I think the final thing for me is that the things we dream of, and I'm not talking about dream and their validity, but the things we dream, if you dream about something long enough, you achieve it. Whether it is God, if you don't believe in God, whether it is the universe, whatever you want to call it, if you dream about something, talk about it enough, somehow the universe aligns, gives you the opportunity, but you must step up and make it happen. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you this morning. Let's see, is there a nice song that we can play to celebrate the two of you?
I think one song.
You have a song.
Enemy meant for evil.
What the enemy meant for evil.
Turned it around.
God has turned it. Charlie, hey, this is going to be hard to find.
Do you know the one who composed the song?
I think it's Nathaniel Bassey.
Oh, yes.
It's very easy to.
Okay, all right. So let's see what the enemy meant for evil by Nathaniel Bassey. We're going to find that. But I'm going to come to you one more time. Your final words to a young woman out there listening to you, somebody who may feel that life and the circumstances they find themselves in have put this big mountain between them and their dream. What should they do?
Well, what I'm going to say to them is giving birth is not the end of the world or shouldn't shatter your dreams. Well, when I gave birth, church was forcing me to get married, but marriage was not the plan for me.
Okay.
No, I had somewhere I'd wanted to be, someone who I want to become. So I was seeing myself up there, not being a married woman. No,
At least not at that time.
Yeah, not at that time. So I didn't just give up on my dream. I still had faith that I would go to school and then I'll become who I want to become. So I just want to tell every girl out there that, you committing a mistake of giving birth is not the end of the world for you. You should still keep your hope high, and then you will achieve your dreams.
Fantastic. And Sophia?
Just same. Giving birth is actually a blessing. It's God that gives children, and if one mistake of your life would produce a whole human being, it is no mistake at all. It's actually a blessing.
Indeed.
So do not allow that stop you, no matter your situation, no matter your case. Do not allow any setback be a setback. Rather, allow it to be a stepping stone and move higher.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sophia Selali Quashigah, AMU's valedictorian and mother of 3, breaking bounds and not letting anything stop you. And to you, Cordelia Naa Yartekai Sampson, mother of 1 and first class honor student from AMU. We're grateful to have had you both in the studio. For us, it's time to say goodbye. And maybe we can play that song after all.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.